So I just left my first stop over at XLG1. There was two problems. I had a problem with the trailer. I had to pick up a container and take it to the BNSF yard in San Bernardino. Side light on the chassis wasn't working, the turn signal or side marker. So, you know, I just marked it for repairs, and they might repair it. I've never seen them repair it in time. They never really have anybody on site like that just ready to go. So most likely I'm just gonna end up skipping this stop and go to my next one. Aside from that, I noticed the fifth wheel on this truck wasn't engaging all the way. The locking jaw on the fifth wheel, the little ka-chink, it wasn't ka-chinking all the way. It stayed open, like maybe it was like between half and 3/4 closed. Yeah, I'll throw a picture in there so you guys can see. And I hooked up to it a couple times and I noticed that it was staying like that. So I'm gonna just head on back to the yard and switch out the truck. That's why I always like to double check my trailers when I hook up. I mean, you can connect, you can do your tug test and all that stuff is cool, and I still do that. I always like to double verify, double check, get underneath the trailer and look at that fifth wheel, that locking jaw. I get under with the flashlight and I make sure that locking jaw is engaged all the way. Some of the mechanics have told me, yeah, you'll be good, nothing's gonna happen. And because you do a tug test and you can feel like it holds well, and you know, you don't feel it like, you know like it's engaged, like it feels normal. You don't even feel the difference. If I don't need to take that risk. I don't need to be a big bad super trucker or anything. So I'd rather just say no thank you and move on to my next stop. I get paid the same amount either way, and plus, you know, just being safe. Pretty sure it's what you're supposed to do anyways. Either way, that's not a risk I'm willing to take. So don't forget, always get underneath that trailer, double check, make sure that thing is engaged, because it's not the first time it happens to me. I want to say it's been about three times that's happened to me. It's not super common, but it does happen, and I got passed down that advice from an old timer. Get underneath and check it out. You know, you might be okay with god damn it, I gotta go back. You might be okay with taking the truck like that, the trailer, but why risk it? Why put your life on the line, your career so much? Like, I don't know, I think about it from time to time, like, dang, what if this trailer were to unhook on the freeway or on a hill or mountain or something crazy, or somewhere where there's a lot of traffic? Shit could go real bad. You can end up getting people hurt or killed, whatever it is. You know, it's all bad news. It all comes back on you, because you're the one, the truck driver, is supposed to be the one that inspects the truck, inspects the trailer. You sign off on it every single time you pick up a trailer. You sign your life away saying, I checked everything off and everything was A-OK, 100% to go. So, whoa. Yeah, I've heard of stories where stuff happens, you know, to a truck driver. I don't remember the details too much, but I remember they said something along the lines where somebody got killed and the truck driver ended up going to jail. He got manslaughter, and it wasn't even his fault, but because he's a professional truck driver. I'll try to find some story or something, maybe you guys can check it out. Something along the lines where he went to jail for manslaughter. That's all I remember. Whether it was or wasn't his fault, like, you know, that's what we put that on the line every time we go out. Some fucking check your shit, be on top of your game, make sure everything is a-okay. You know, do your pre-trip. Just because the dude next to you thinks he's badass and he ain't doing his pre-trip, he just sits in his truck, it's like, all right, cool guy, do your thing, buddy. And those are the same guys from what I've seen personally. Those are the guys that get citations, that get violations, that get points, and they end up complaining, crying, trying to blame it on the company. You know, for most of the time, I don't even know about most of the time. I don't have that many experiences with it or known too many of them, but there's been a lot of the times where it's just a dude didn't do something right. They don't pre-trip it, or they just sometimes don't even know the law properly. They don't even know. Like, I still find out things here and there. Yeah, I mean, you learn as much as you can when you're studying for all this stuff, but how much do you actually retain over time? Like, a lot of it is just what you hear from your trucking buddies. Like, oh yeah, I heard homeboy got a fucking violation for having his fucking GPS too high or too low, for pumping gas at a regular gas station. One of the homeboys told me that you could get a violation for pumping fuel at a regular fucking gas station. Like, you pull up to an Arco and you try to pump diesel, that they told the CHP or fucking sheriff, whoever the fuck told him, they told him that you can't even pump gas at a regular gas station because you're not paying your taxes, or the company, if you're working for a company, the company's not paying their diesel tax, whatever that means. I didn't look into it much about the diesel tax, but you just hear a bunch of shit like that, and I'd like to stay away from it. I didn't verify it. I'm just taking his word for it. I trust his word. Yeah, there's just shit like that you hear from the homies. You hear from work, oh yeah, did you hear somebody, so-and-so got fired, so-and-so got a violation, they didn't do this or they did that and they weren't supposed to. That's why it's good conversating with other truckers. You end up finding out things along the way. Here we go, we got the yard. Pull up. Blah! So I got the good old condo today. Give you guys a little tour in a little bit. Show you what's going on. ABS light on. Wait a little bit. Here we are, 60 westbound, heading to La Puente, and we get stuck in this traffic. It was my last stop. Obviously, it looks like there's an accident up there. We got the tow truck dude trying to get over there. Who knows how long I'm gonna be stuck right here. see some action up there. It don't look good. I'm gonna have to exit off on the next spot, loop right back around, and go back to the yard. I don't got much of a choice here. Go down to one lane, squeeze the butt. Oh, these cars never want to let you in. Oh, look at that flipness. Holy moly, god damn. Looks like we're going back to the yard now. It is what it is. Blah, 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 blah.